Stay home, save lives.
Hello dear students. Today we will analyze and understand the poem Wind by Subramanya Bharati. Chinnaswamy Subramanya Bharati is a Tamil writer, poet and journalist, an Indian independence activist and a social reformer from Tamil Nadu. He is popularly known as Mahakavi Bharati. He is considered one of the greatest Tamil literary figures of all times. The poem Wind is a satire on human weakness and inspires us to face the challenges and hardships of life with courage, grit, and firm determination. In the poem, wind symbolizes problems and obstacles that we face at some point of time in our lives. Let's go through the poem stanza-wise. First stanza. Wind, come softly, don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. The poet in these lines appeals to the wind to come softly, to be gentle, and not to break the shutters of the windows, not to scatter the papers or throw the books off the shelf. Second stanza. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. In these lines, the poet gently reprimands the wind for the destruction it has caused. The wind has not only thrown the books, but also torn the pages of the books. The poet accuses the wind of bringing in more rain, which causes further damage. In the last line, the poet in a subdued tone accuses the wind of making fun of the weaklings or troubling the weak and fragile who are not able to protect themselves from the harshness of the wind. Stanza 3. Frail crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. In these lines, the poet says that the wind is so strong that it tears down houses, doors, rafters, or the beams on which the roof of the building is supported. The wooden structures, the bodies of people and animal fall. Everything that is weak reacts by falling down and breaking in the face of adversity. The poet says that whenever a weak person faces any adversity in life, he breaks down. Moving to the next stanza. He won't do what you tell him, so come, let's build strong homes. Let's join the doors firmly. Practice to firm the body, make the heart steadfast. Do this and the wind will be friends with us. The poet says that the wind is too strong and self-willed, so it does not listen to any appeal. We should therefore make strong houses and firm doors. We must make ourselves physically and mentally strong to be able to face the ill effects of the wind. If we do this, the wind can neither frighten nor harm us. The wind will rather become our friend. So, if we are strong, we can face all challenges. The last stanza now. The wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good. We praise him every day. In this stanza, the poet says that the wind can easily blow down weak fires. But if the fire is strong or fierce, the wind will make it stronger and bigger. The poet concludes that the wind is a friend to the strong but an enemy to the weak. Metaphorically speaking, we can overcome all our troubles if we build a strong character. So, We should praise wind God for motivating us to be strong to face the challenges in life. Now let's see the use of some figures of speech in the poem. The first one is symbolism. The wind in the poem is a symbol for the adversities in our life. Second is personification. Wind has been personified as a human, a friend and God. Next is anaphora. The words don't and you are repeated at the start of two or more consecutive lines. Next is repetition. The word crumbling is repeated many times to lay emphasis. Last is alliteration. The repetition of the consonant sound w in wind winnows, wind will, wind weak, etc. and the sound f in fires, flourish, etc. are examples of alliteration. I hope this video will help you understand the poem better. Thank you.